Good evening, I'm Giuseppe Basile. I'm the analyst and trader you can find at the website www.fibstalkertrading.com. I also post regularly on Twitter using the FibStalker nickname. Good evening, today is Sunday, June the 7th, 2015, and this video is a review for my weekly newsletter. I typically review my 13 markets every weekend. If you want to receive this email, this newsletter, you can just subscribe on my blog, fibstalker.com. In the next 8 to 10 minutes here, I'm going to review quickly for you the main forex pair I follow, as well as the other futures and commodities I follow, and this can help you to organize your trading week. I also want to remind you that I have a coaching program. It's called the FibStalker Methods Coaching Program, in which I teach how to identify levels of participation from algorithms, as well as time those levels using a proprietary technique called FibStalker, among a number of other things. So let's start from the euro, which is what you see on the screen here. And in the last few weeks we have witnessed, actually last 2-3 months here now, since mid of March, a move higher in this market. This market has been very technical, and it failed the all the way the next measure move short here on the weekly time frame. I'm showing that on the daily, and that's when price went above 114.36. Now, this area apparently is being participated here, but the story it's a little bit different here. Bears failed to push price higher, as well as bulls. To push price lower, as well as bulls failed to push price higher here. So this market, as I mentioned also last week, it's in a lateral move, and we saw that when on Thursday we saw this reversal bar here. I don't follow news, so I just look at how algorithms are actually participating in this market. This market has been very technical on the daily here. We had first and second target hit, then the market went to trade the next measure move, hit the first target. The next measure move never came into play, so eventually this market actually failed, and there were two ways of looking at this fail. And then the market started moving on the downside here, and we had participation at this area 111.96, which we were able to identify well in advance, a couple of days here. And then market went into the first and second target, and again failed the sequence of measure move shorts here, and then again started moving higher. And we 1 day in advance we had this this measure move here, bringing price into first and second target, and the next extension failed here, and now the market is coming back again into the old way, halfway back. There was participation, there could be continued participation at this level. So if that happens, 111.07, market could go into the first target here and continue higher. Otherwise, if that level breaks, we're going to retest again the all the way halfway back here between these two measures, which is 109.67. SP500 is showing a correction here after hitting a first target, from this inner measure move here. Remember that the market is still targets above, and now it has actually failed a sequence of measure move here, an inner sequence of measure move, and we saw that already when the price actually failed this measure move here. So where the market can go now, it can go all the way halfway back, which is very close, and the market could be picked at this one at 282. If that breaks, there is the potential for this market to retrace all the way into the next measure move, and that's the level where this market could actually be picked up, and that would be this 2044. So 2082 and 2044 are the levels to watch here. Let's look at the dollar index here. What happened in the dollar index is that this market came to trade a level that actually traded in mid of May here, and then broke the all the way halfway back here from highs to sorry, it did break the all the way halfway back from the previous high here, but did not break the all the way halfway back from the highs we saw in March. So there is still the possibility for this market to be pushed lower into a retest of 1093.56. As you can see, also the bulls were not able to push this price higher here, as the market is retraced into this 96 level here. So there is a possibility for this 97.37 to keep working this week. So if it's retested and the price moves lower, then the 93.50 is going to be retested again. Moving to gold. Gold seems still attached for some reason to the balance sheet of the European Central Bank, and the European Central Bank is not buying according to the schedule that they initially planned, so they're buying at a lower rate, and this could be the reason why we are seeing gold weak here. Now, as you know, I don't look at fundamentals. I just look at understanding the sequence of measure moves, and we had participation at this all the way halfway back short 112.26, and now this price is moving lower, and it has been trading in lower here, and we actually could make the case of an extension here. So there is a possibility for this market which was participated at 1202 here to continue lower into 1171 and 1155. So that's where it's possible for this market to move to. If he moves into 1155, we're going to retest again those lows that have been tested in the last few months here, and we're going to play an extension short to see whether that sequence fails with a potential reversal for this market. US dollar versus Japanese yen has just continued higher. We identified last week 115.90, which we already knew since back at the beginning of December when we traced it. And what happened in the last few months is that the market has been respecting for a long time the sequence, this measure move here, 118, 119. It was tested once, twice, 3 and 4 times, number of other times here, until likewise it happened back in at the end of last year. This market pushed higher, and now very interestingly this market has pushed into the first target of the extension that I mentioned in the past, from highs of October to highs of December, and price went into that first target of that larger setup and has the potential to continue at it. Very interestingly, prices also went on Friday, the last day of last week, into the second target of this inner measure move here. So first target and second target here, and so that's the reason why we are seeing this market correcting at the moment. And of course, it can correct, and will probably correct all the way into the next measure move here, which is 124 level. So I don't see this market just continuing higher here. That's possible always, of course, but before it can continue higher, it's possible for this market also to correct and actually recharge into this 124. That would be the level of participation from long. Moving to the USD Japanese yen here, this market has been moving higher, and now it broke all the way halfway back here from highs to lows, or as we can see on Thursday last week, and it's now coming back into the next measure move here. Now we also have an extension here which we trace from, I already traced it last week from highs to sorry, not last week, but in a previous review that I made of this market. And as you can see here, that we have a high to high, and this level 139.02 has been tested on Friday, is being tested again today. So this market has been moving in extension and keeps moving in extension here. And if we use that level, it's possible for this market to potentially come back all the way into the halfway back here, which would also mean weakness in the euro. So we will see whether this 139, this is very important level, 139 will hold or not. Pound versus the Japanese yen, this market has been continuing higher here, confirming that higher measure move, which we could only identify after the fact, and since then this market has been moving in extension very aggressively, showing a strength of the pound versus the Japanese yen. However, this market is not moving in a ordered way, and it's possible for this market to fail the sequence of measure move. And what I'm looking at the moment is this measure move here, which hit first target here and has the potential to continue higher. If there is a correction, that could come into the next measure move here, which would be 189.90. Moving to the pound versus the US dollar, this market has been moving higher in a very technical fashion here, moving initial as in extensions. Then this market never came back to retrace the all the way halfway back here, but kept using the previous anchor here, as you can see, and it traded to the second to the second time that the same anchor traded the second time, bringing price into the first target there, and then the sequence failed. The market on the way down was not initially technical, and then the sequence of measure move started being respected here. At the moment we are seeing two opposing measure moves, the shorts that are here, and we're also seeing participation at the long level here, the daily weekly long level here twice, last week and at the beginning of the week and at the end of the week. So there is a push lower at the moment in this market, 154.36, but also confirmed participation on the upside, which was not capable of pushing price above shorts here. So the shorts are still in place, and we will need to see what happens here. Australian dollar versus US dollar, similar situation here. This market is actually into an area, large area of potential support. You can review past week video for that, and the market actually has been reacting to an extension which was not a canonical anchor here, but it could only be identified after the fact. Of course, when you trade during the intraday, during the EU Open or US Open, you have additional information as well that might allow you to get these opportunities as well. So at the moment 77, 78 Here it's pushing price, 0.78 is pushing price lower, and there is a possibility for a continuation lower. Now this might be also confirmed somehow by New Zealand dollar versus US dollar, which has more more leeway and room to move lower here. And this market too has been very technical, as shown in the last few weeks. We had participation at this 0.7535, bringing price into first and second target, and then what happened is that this market actually has traded also the continuation here short, and it's keep pushing shorts, and it hit the first target, which is visible here at 0.7018, and can continue lower this week. Australian dollar versus the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar here, it reacted at that level that we were able to identify with weeks in advance. That was the high from March 2014 to the highs that we saw in March 2015 after 1 year. And we had participation at that level that pushed price higher. There was a response of a restored strength in the dollar as well, when we trace from highs to highs. This level is an intraday level, so it's not visible on this on the daily time frame, and the market then came to test and actually failed, as you can see, this extension. So this market could actually correct before continuing higher here, and we have seen weakness at the break and then weakness again on Friday, and we could see this market retrace potentially into the extension long here, or even into the old way halfway back. The euro versus Canadian dollar has been strong following recent euro strength here, which is positive for those who have and change euro in Canadian dollars. And as you can see, price hit the first target here, and then the aggressive trace here has failed. So this market has the potential to retrace like the euro versus the US dollar all the way into this 135, 136 level. And finally, US dollar versus the Swiss franc. This market, as we know, has actually failed the sequence of measure move short here, and then it started moving higher as a reaction, and then when coming back again, actually is now respecting the 50% level. So there is the possibility for this market to actually continue higher into the 50% before a potential continuation lower. Let's don't forget that weekly longs were incapable of pushing this price higher. And this is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this review. And if you have any questions, just you can write to me at fibstalker@gmail.com. And thanks a lot for watching. And I look forward to receiving your emails and comments. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye now. Have a great week.